Week number 79 of the 27-inch challenge. So this is some food again, and yeah, this is, I think, the weekends with my parents, and this is a mushroom burger, delicious, followed by some ice cream. This cone is actually low calories, by the way. Those ice cream are not as low in calories, but I didn't eat much, so I prefer cheesecakes than ice cream. I just ate the cones. It's the same macros as rice cakes. So yeah, that's a hack, people. Buy some corn, some cones. So that's melon juice with a little bit of milk. So milk, and actually this is condensed milk, that's why it's a bit higher in calories. So this is the trap bar. Okay, this is the Eleco style trap bar. It's already semi-finished, so it's for sale. Okay, we sell now DIY gym equipments. So if you're interested, you can message us on our website, on our page, on our Facebook page, our Instagram. So that's the finished product. Look at how aesthetic that is.
3 reasons why I prefer the trap bar deadlift over any other lower body strength movement. 1, the safety. It's a lot easier to be able to produce power from that position. 2, the translation between the hip and hinge movement, kind of a combination between a hinge and a squat, so you're getting good hip extension, working that posterior chain. And number 3 obviously goes along with the safety, but it's relatively easy to teach, so an athlete can increase the amount of load pretty quickly.
Here are 3 reasons I prefer to use trap bar deadlifts over barbell deadlifts for general population and athletes. Trap bar deadlifts are a lot easier to learn, and it's a great variation for new lifters and youth athletes. The weight distribution and grip of trap bar deadlifts allows for less loading on your joints, such as the shoulders, hips, and lower back, so overall, less chance of injury. And lastly, it's been proven that when compared to barbell deadlifts, trap bar deadlifts allow for faster bar speeds at identical loads. You will be able to produce more power with the trap bar deadlifts, which will translate to your sport.
So buy now. We sell this online, so we ship it Philippines, only in the Philippines. So we did a lot of laundry, and I got a lot of chores. This is one of those days that you don't really feel it, it's very tiring, but we still do deadlifts. We are never gonna give up. This is the warm-up set. This is some good sumo deadlift. It's not sumo, super wide stance. I like this stance because it hits my VMO, my quads, my lower back. It's more of a back dominant, for me, back and leg dominant, really more leg dominant and posterior chain. You just take you increase the range of motion, basically. So this is a McDonald's collar deadlift. Look at that McDonald's collar. Double overhand. Again, don't be a pussy with your grip. Train your grip. Don't always use straps. I always preach this. Raw lifting. Okay? Most people can't even do 350 double overhand. That's not good. Okay? Don't always use straps. Okay? Use mixed grip if you really are struggling. I think you should use straps if you are 400 pounds above, you're lifting 400 pounds above. So what am I doing here? So this is 330 pounds. This is not 350. So when my grip started to give in, double overhand, I mix it. I do mixed grip. I think this is the set. No, okay, I still did double overhand grip here. So first 3 sets is a bit heavy. Actually, I didn't do lighter sets on this. I just did this same weight. That's there. My grip, when my grip is tired, then I switch grips. Okay, so I know people say that, oh, your forearm weakness is hampering your deadlift or rowing gains. Not really. If you always use straps and support, you know, your forearm's gonna be lagging. It's gonna be smaller. You know, you notice some people, they always use straps. Their forearms are skinny and their arms are big. Their back is big. You know, their legs, but their forearms, it's skinny. Have you seen people like that? Because they always use straps. You know, rowing, lat pull down, deadlifts. So don't use it all the time. Okay, so this is I think I did 25 reps total here. Okay, so 6 reps or 4 sets of 6. That's I think what I did. So let's go to another controversy of, you know, what's happening in the fitness industry, the RPE. Okay, have you heard of that? The RPE controversy, especially when you're training a lot and you're, you know, studying this stuff. You have heard of people talking about RPE, you know, RPE 10, that's an RPE 9, that's an RPE 8. What's the deal? What is this RPE thing? Okay, so in order for me to explain this to you in a very simple way, which is my style, let's say you're deadlifting here. Let's say this overhead press, okay, not deadlift. If I added more weight to this, I'm not gonna be able to do higher reps because the load, the weight is heavy, right? So if I added, like, for example, the yellows I put on the deadlift, I might do only 3 reps, okay, compared to this gray. And when I do these pull-ups, you know, I can do a lot because there's no weight strapped to me. That's called intensity, you know, meaning how hard your sets are. RPE 10, when you hear about RPE 10, that's just on the scale of 1 to 10. How hard is your set? RPE 10, you can't do any more. Even if there's a gun to your head or a gun to your family, you cannot do any more reps. That's RPE 10. Okay? RPE 9 is you have 1 rep to go before failure. What's up, guys? Deadlift day. Today is 330 pound McDonald's color deadlift. So this is the comparison of the first set versus the last set. As you can see, the last set is at the bottom and the first set is at the top. And you'll always notice that the first set will always win in terms of the form, rep, speed, execution. So a good goal to have is not just to add weight, to push the weights, but to make your last set the same or even better than the first set. So beat your first set. So what's the importance of RPE? Just like in the previous video, you look at how hard your sets are. And if you are able to replicate the last set from the first set, you already progressed because on the last set you are already tired. Okay, so if you're gauging, if you are counting, if you are measuring your intensity, much like the diet, you know, if you anticipate how hard the diet's gonna be, the calorie deficit, the feeling of hunger you're going to experience, if you gauge that, and if you are ready for you know, that, then, you know, you can diet well. For example, you diet too hard and you don't anticipate that it's gonna be too hard, way too hard. You know, you can't stick to it. You can't stick to your diet. 2 weeks, you're out. Same with RPE. Same with the by the way, the meaning of RPE is the rate of perceived exertion. It's just a way of measuring intensity. Okay? If your diet is so intense, back to the diet analogy, you can't eat this, you can't eat ice cream, you can't eat delicious foods, you can't eat carbs, you can't eat high fat foods, then it's gonna be hard. You're not going to continue it, you're not going to sustain it, even if you had the results. Same with RPE. If you always train 10 RPE always to failure, you don't really are doing, you're not resting, you're always pounding it, even if you are weak in those days, then I'm sorry, you're gonna be injured and you're not going to be doing this long term. Okay, that's why I think RPE is for everyone. RPE training, RPE training is just a fancy term for saying count your intensity, don't always go too hard, account your sets, meaning volume anyway is more important. So don't always go for 10 RPE, don't always go to failure, because it's not smart. I hope that gives you a little bit of coaching around RPE. I'm doing coaching now for powerlifting and bodybuilding athletes, and this topic always come up, and they're turning this into a science project.
It's raining.
You don't do that.
But I'm still gonna train. Look at that.
Horizontals, week number 3. So we started this off with not the seal rows, but the pendlay row. Why? I think, pairing the seal row with the incline bench, the seal rows is never gonna catch up, because I just realized, it's a very stricter movement to target the back. It's not really using any lower body strength as the bench press, so it's a bit unfair to pull with what you pull in the incline bench, you'll pull in the seal rows. It's never gonna catch up. So I replaced it with this, the pendlay row, using a little bit of body language. This is 250 pounds. As you'll notice, it's the same as my squat weight. So I now have a new formula. Your bench, your rows, and your squat should be at the same level. Same weight, or at least close to each other in terms of weight and strength. Okay? So what about the effective reps? You're using body language. This is the solution. The third set and the fourth set will be a stricter, lighter, zero or non-existent or almost non-existent body language. If there's any, there's just a little bit, seal rows. The first exercise is heavy with body language, really pounding it, but this time it's a much stricter movement, which is the seal rows. I picked a weight that I can do for 6 reps in the first 2 reps, which is I end up using my squat weight, which is amazing for me, by the way. So and then after that, when I'm already tired, I'm already my central nervous system is already exhausted, I do this, a higher rep range, lighter. It's still heavy, but it's a lighter variation. Okay, really targeting effective reps here. So if you account the RPE scale here, the first 2 sets is around RPE close to RPE 10, meaning I can't do anymore. And this sets is close to RPE 8, where I can do 2 more reps. You can even use this on bodyweight training. So let's have a test. What RPE is this, guys? Guess. Comment down below. Stop the video, comment down below. That's up. What RPE scale is this? And the intensity level. Answer, that's an RPE 10 for sure, because I can't do any more. Because it's raining, I can't use this. So for bench. So I'm gonna do one arm push-ups. One arm push-ups. Okay, so I started with my weak side. Now this is my strong side, and as you can see, the difference is so clear. On the first side, I barely can't do 2 reps, and this I can do now, you know, more than 2 reps. Why? I've seen you doing one arm push-ups before for 12-13 reps. Why can't you do it right now? Well, the issue is not the strength. The issue is my hip flexor. Okay? If you ever tried one arm push-ups, you know what I'm talking about. My hip flexor, when I use my right hand, my left, on the other side, my left hip flexor flares up like crazy, you know. So if you take out the hip flexor equation, I can do more, you know. I can do one arm push-ups. So to solve that problem, I did flat one arm push-ups so that my hip flexor won't flare up that much. It's still hurting, you know, with this, but it's way less, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for a while now until my hip flexors adapt again with the weight of my body. I didn't gain much weight, as you might know if you watch the last few weeks videos. You know, I didn't gain that much body fat. So I think it's just, you know, a matter of adapting with, in terms of the, I haven't did one arm push-ups when I had this bench, you know. So I want to develop the skill again of, you know, doing legit 12-13 rep one arm push-ups. So speaking of 12-13 rep range, this is what I did here in this bath soaking rainy pistol squats, assisted pistol squats, you know. So I want to take a break from the back squatting because, you know, I want to recover in terms of my spine. You know, volume is important anyway. So I just took the same amount of volume, and it took me around 12 sets of 3 sets. 3 sets of 12 for me to complete the back squat volume. Okay, so that's how you train. You be smart. You don't always use ego, and you back off. Okay, so yeah, that's it. See you on week number 80. Bye bye. Peace.